Morning everyone, welcome to the Wednesday class. Got Basti on the chat. Another location, not a yurt.
Yeah. Yeah. Keep moving.
Yeah, you never know where Basti's going to turn up. So anyway, it's been a bit windy and blustery recently, so glad you're actually in a house safe and dry there, Basti, relatively, so that's cool. Yeah, excellent. Okay, so please say hi on the chat, and I've got Basti and I were just talking about the point of the week this week, because I've been doing a lot of research about this. I've got all my books open here. I've got a nice, this is the one I use mainly for upper body strength. It's one of the heaviest Chinese textbooks, the Manual of Acupuncture, Peter Deadman, one of our favorites. And I've been reading all about this point, and it's a really, really awesome point. We're going to be doing that later on. The last couple of weeks, we've been going deeper into the lower burner, and we've been investigating CV4 and CV6, if you remember. That's the gate of origin and the sea of Qi. So we've been looking at the yin yang aspects of the lower burner. It's been really interesting to go deeper into that. And so this time we're going further up the conceptual vessel. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but we're going to go to another really awesome point a bit further up the CV channel. So looking forward to that. And if you've got any questions as we go along, if anything happens or you need any support, then of course just type it in the chat and Basti will help you out. Okay, so without further ado, let's do our body scans and our 3 burner scans and see what kind of state we're in as a group, and then we'll work something out from that. Particularly going to work on harmonizing the burners today, as we will find out when we go deeper into point of the week. Okay, so let's do the scanning. I'm going to stand up and do my whole body scan. I remembered my clipboard this time, so that was good. So we're going to stand up, we're just going to relax and just scan through our whole body. Scanning down through the whole body. So we're just going to relax and start off above your head, just working down, just going down with you through the top of the head, through the forehead, the eyes, ears, nose, mouth and jaw. Just getting a sense, feeling what that's like. What is that like? And then we're going to go down through our throat and neck area. What's that like? Okay. And then down through the shoulders, down the arms, down into the hands. Okay. And now scan down through the back. I'm just going to scan along my spine, just looking out for any obstructions or any weaknesses down the whole spine. And then scanning right through our body, right from the chest all the way down through the diaphragm, down through the hips, and then right down the legs, down through the knees and the ankles and feet. Okay, now we're going to kind of zoom out and just take a kind of global look at our whole energy and just see if there's any obstructions anywhere in the body or any weaknesses. Okay, and then we're going to draw a picture of the whole body scan. I'm going to do that right now. It's a little bit different this week for me. I was really surprised. It's always a bit of a surprise just to check in and see what's happening. And if you've been coming every week, like I know many of you have been coming pretty much every week, you'll realize that things change, don't they, from one week to the next. Sometimes you'll have different places in your body that you're going to be attracted to working on. Okay, so that's my whole body scan. And now let's do the 3 burner scan. Particularly interested in this week because, as we say, that, as I said before, the point of the week is really important for regulating the burners, and we're going to go into that in more detail. So let's do a really good job of tuning into our 3 burners. So we're going to go starting off with the lower burner, and all we do is we're just tuning in, getting a sense of what it's like below the navel, right the way through, down onto the pelvic floor and round into the sacrum and then round into the hips. Okay, so just tuning into that. What is it like? And now we compare it with this area here. This is the middle burner, that's below the diaphragm, above the navel, and round into the lower thoracic spine around here. That's all the where the digestive organs mainly are. So a sense of what that's like. And then finally the upper burner, that's the lungs and the heart area. Okay, excellent. Got that? So now we're going to compare all three, the lower, the middle and the upper, and just do a quick drawing so that we can decide which of the three burners we'd like to work on. I'm going to draw my three burner picture. Okay, excellent. Let's go. Let's have a look. I'm going to I'm going to do is I'm going to look at I'm looking at my whole body scan now, which is slightly different, slightly more happening in the upper back and the neck this week. I don't know how you're feeling. I'm just going to try and find the poll that says where in your body do you feel the block or weakness you'd like to work with? So let's just do that. This is based on your whole body scan, and then we'll do the three burner poll and find out. So this is basically whereabouts you'd mainly like to work. That will give us an indication as a group where we'd like to work. So where in your body do you feel a block or a weakness you'd like to work with? Is it mainly the head, neck and shoulders? Is it the arms, the upper body, the lower body? That includes the back as well, by the way. And then the torso, hips or legs. So we'll get an idea of where we need to work. Okay, now we already can see there that we've got to make sure that we spend at least 10 or 15 minutes at the end of the session clearing the yang channels and also connecting the head, neck and shoulders with the yang channels at the end, because that's where we've got the majority. But we've also got a lot going on in the upper body as well there, haven't we? So anyone else like to vote? And now looking at our three burner chart that we've done, our drawing for three burners, let's find out as a group which burner we're most likely to work on. Which burner do you want to work on most today? So let's find out. This has really changed a lot over the weeks and months that we've been doing these Wednesday classes. So let's see where we are right now. Let's see, which burner would you like to work on most today? I was pretty fast off the block there, ready for voting for that one. Let's have a look. Okay, it's looking pretty even, but the upper burner's edging away ahead there. And we've had that, if you remember, we've had that the last few weeks. We've had a bit of a predominance of the upper burner. In the past, we've had a lot more lower burner, especially so different stages really of the whole pandemic as it's sort of evolved. We've seen different burners become more prevalent. At the moment, it seems to be the upper burner that's the most favourite, but it's pretty evenly spread. So obviously we're going to work on all three and see how we're getting on. Today, I'd like to really explore the connection between the lower and the middle burner and then go up to the upper burner. Okay, so let's start off. Got all my books all around me here. I've got a really good little bit I'd like to read to you later as well as we get to the point of the week. Okay, excellent. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do some shaking, and we're bearing in mind that most of us had blockages or weakness in the upper body and around the head, neck, or the upper part of the body. So we're going to do some shaking and try and just gently release that. Now, if you're feeling a bit weak today, then what I recommend you do is you take the shaking really gently, okay? And especially if you're feeling really low in energy, you don't want to really disperse your energy too much. Keep the shaking really, really relaxed and breathe nice breaths into the area that you want to release as we're doing it. However, if you're feeling a bit blocked up and obstructed and you really want to release it, then you can go a little bit stronger into it, and you can use a bit more vigorous stretching, shaking, because that is more dispersing and kind of more sedating. Okay, so it's up to you to decide what you'd like to do. We'll do the same thing. What we'll do is we're going to work from the head downwards this time. The first joint that we can really shake is the jaw, and this is really important. It connects a lot with the neck. So what we're going to do is, first of all, is just going to open the jaw, Okay, I'm just going to bounce the lower jaw down with the whole body and really relax all around the jaw area here. This relates mainly to the gallbladder and the stomach meridian, also the small intestine, the triple heater meridian, all kind of connect around the jaw. So bouncing that and opening that up is a really good way to start. You might want to make some noises, really to relax it. Okay, I'm going to actually just wipe some of these yang channels to start with. Just feel like I need to do some of this. Just going to get these yang channels wiping them a bit. I'm just going to shake out. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to concentrate on the yang channels in the neck. I'm going to do a little bit of shaking of the neck, a little bit of moving it about. Imagine that it's really free, floating on top of our necks. And the action is downwards, okay? So we're releasing and we're sending energy or obstruction downwards into the hands and the feet. Again, if you're feeling a little bit weaker, then you also want to breathe into the area and just do shaking really gently. We keep that jaw relaxed. Relax the throat. Okay, so now we're going to relax the whole neck, and let's just imagine that golden thread coming up from the top of the head, and we're going to just kind of bounce on that and open up the cervical vertebrae. So we're opening up the cervical vertebrae. Very good. Okay, got that? Excellent. So now we're going to now we can go. Now we've got this nice and neat opened up. We've got the throat open. We've got the neck releasing and the cervical vertebrae starting to create a bit of space there. Now we can go down into the shoulders with our attention, and we can start just releasing the shoulders. Now, a lot of the points on the shoulders have a downward action. We've got gallbladder 21 there. So as we're doing this, we want to imagine the energy going down into our feet. Also, a lot of the channels that run around the shoulders go down the yang channels of the arms as well. So basically, it's this kind of movement that we want. If we're obstructed there, this is the movement which sends the energy or the obstruction down the yang channels of the arms and legs. Okay, now if you're particularly blocked in that area, like I am a bit today from my chart, what we can do is we can emphasize that by shaking and then squeezing, breathing in, and then out like this. Okay. Again, if it's too much for you, just take it easy, just. But if you've got obstruction there, we can really do it like we mean it, breathing in, breathing out. Okay, excellent. Just going to stretch backwards and forwards a bit, just to get the spine moving here. So we're shaking and moving backwards and forwards, like this. Okay, and of course we've got all the ribs that are connected to the thoracic spine. So we're bouncing them down and moving them about, and we're trying to free up the upper body, which was the second biggest vote after the head and neck, wasn't it? So we're going to try and get the upper body releasing. See if you can feel all your ribs moving about, shaking them about. Wow, I'm getting warm. I'm going to turn the heater off. And turn that heater off. I've got my own central heating going on with the shaking. Okay, so here we go. Okay, excellent. Okay, we shake out the arms. And now we've got down to the diaphragm, a really important part to release. If we breathe in, feel the diaphragm expanding, and then breathing out. Breathe up the last bit of air. Again, you'll feel that diaphragm going up into that cavity there, between the upper and the middle burner. We're going to try it again, so we're going to breathe in, creating as much space as we can in the upper burner. Okay, and then breathing out. And then breathe out that last bit. And then you'll feel the diaphragm just pressing the last bit of air out as you breathe out. And that isolates the diaphragm. We'll just do it one more time, breathing in. Feel it expanding and breathing out. Okay, and then the last bit of air, push that last bit of air out. Can you feel that? There, that's the diaphragm. You can feel right there, pushing the last bit of air out. Okay, so now once we've isolated it, we're going to shake it. And we do that by jiggling up and down the middle burner. We're going to keep that thread from the top of the head. We've got all this nicely released now. So let's just bounce here and let the diaphragm kind of go up and down slightly by the internal, because the internal organs are going to go up and down like this. And they're going to gently massage that, the lower part of the diaphragm. So we're relaxing here, jiggling up and down, relaxing the breath. And as we're breathing out, we're relaxing all around here around the diaphragm. Okay, so breathing. Great, got it? Okay, wow, this is really releasing now. We're going to go down into the lower part of the abdomen and into the hips. Really important place to release. So I'm just going to do this on one leg. In fact, I'm going to get my chair. If you can get a chair, I'm going to leave that later for kidney one anyway. You can't stand up confidently and shake the leg, then it's great to hold onto a chair, because it's really important to release this whole joint here. Really important. So we're going to just rotate it and then shake out. Then right down to the knees and the feet. Just rotating. Yep. Excellent. Let's run the other way. Shaking. Very good, excellent. Out of the way for the moment. There we are. Doesn't that feel better already? Let's just see if we can integrate it together by bringing the head up, floating the head up, feeling the sacrum hanging down, and feeling the whole spine like a row of beads. We're just going to gently shake that again with this downward action. Okay, excellent. Okay, so that's been a really good way of opening up all these yang channels already, and we do some more at the end, just with some do in and some self shiatsu to get that, make sure that we get all that cleared out. But now we need to turn our attention to the earth, because this is like heaven's movement downwards. We've got to get that earth energy, that yin energy, to give us a nice bit of calm stability. We need a lot of that at the moment, don't we? So I've got my chair right here. You know what's coming up. It's got to be kidney 1. So that's the most yin point in the body, and it's always a good idea to stimulate that point, particularly early on in the session, because that will help us root into the lower burner. And we're going to connect the lower burner up to the middle burner in a minute, and we'll do the point of the week. But let's just get that kidney 1 and the feet worked as much as possible. So we've got the liver channel that runs through here, remember, between the first and second toe, and right next to it we've got the stomach channel there, okay, and then here on the inside of the foot, right here, we've got the spleen channel. So all the digestive type of meridians, a lot of them run around the big toe and to the second toe here. The gallbladder channel runs down to the 4th toe, this one here. So basically, when we're doing this type of thing, opening here, a lot of these channels are related to the middle burner. And so why don't we give them a good opening to start with, just to help that release of the middle burner. And so what I'm doing is this kind of thing, bending the foot this way and opening up the channels. I'm doing some self shiatsu here by working the channels. Yeah. And then once we've done that, that clears the middle burner, we can then open up and work kidney 1 and kidney 3. So I've got my thumb on kidney 3, that's the one behind the ankle. If you can do this, I'm also putting my foot like this, which opens up the kidney channel. So that's a stretch for the kidney channel. which runs on the inside of the leg. And then we can tap kidney 1, relaxing this hip here, allowing it to open up. And what kidney 1 does is it does kind of the opposite to shaking out tension in the upper body, because what it does is it opens up that connection with the yin, with the earth. So it's a real, it's kind of like foundation thing to try and get this heaven and earth connection. Just going to open that up. So now I'm working kidney 1 with my fingertips, still opening up the foot, but I'm focusing more onto this point here, 1/3 of the distance down the midline of the foot. Okay, let's just get that going a bit more. Okay, excellent. Put my socks on, it's a little bit cold on the floor. The room got hot, but the floor is still a bit cold in here. Okay, so here we go, other foot. Let's get that opened up. Let's get this part of the foot opened out. Okay, remember we've got the liver channel here running between the first and second toe. We've got liver 3, that really important point right there between the first and second metatarsal. That's a posh name for the bones that go to the first and second toe. And we've got the stomach channel right next to it. And we've got gallbladder going down to the 4th toe. And the spleen channel, which is the yin channel, earth element channel, which goes up here. That's just to do with the middle burner again. And this spleen and stomach link, believe it or not, with our point of the week, which is coming up pretty soon. So just remember that goes all the way down to the feet and connects us with the earth. Okay, now time to stimulate kidney 1. I'm going to put my thumb here on kidney 3, open up the stretch, and I'm working kidney 1. Excellent. Great. Okay, so there we go. I think that's done it. That we'll soon know when we stand up. So let's chair away. Okay. A little bit of a shake. And now let's get that kidney 1 feeling. What a great feeling that is to open that point up. Bring our attention down there, down to the feet. Okay, doesn't that feel great? Now look at this. The more we breathe down through that point and into the earth, the stronger the yin will be. And what that means, it will naturally relax the upper part of our body, because the yin and yang will then start to balance out. So let's do that. And we're going to use the lower burner, the lower dantian, which comprises of 2 points. You know what they are now, right? CV4 and CV6. The gate of origin, which is that awesome deep point that connects us with our ancestors, and the C of Qi, which is the one that connects us with the energy of the whole body, the one that goes more upwards. Remember that from the last 2 weeks? So what we generally do is we cover both of those points with our palms. We were doing that all along, but we just didn't know the detail. And now we know the detail that goes on there. So what we can do is rub our hands together. We can place our palm below the navel, and that covers both CV4 and CV6. And those 2 points together form the lower dantian. And that's why they're so awesome. Okay, so we hold that. We're going to open up the armpits. And what we're going to do is we're going to really nurture the yin. We're going to do that by internal breathing and connecting down through kidney 1. Okay, so here we go. We're floating our head up. We're breathing into CV4, CV6. Gathering the Qi there, imagining it all collecting right through into the back, okay? And now we're going to open up kidney 1 and we're going to send that Qi down, our intention down through kidney 1 as deep as we can. Here we go, breathing out. So the breath comes out, the energy and the attention goes down through kidney 1. Long exhalation, open up kidney 1. Imagine like a root going down both feet as deep as you can into the earth. Okay, if you're on the first floor like we are here in the Shiatsu Center, I've got to imagine it going down through the building below and then down into the earth. And then we're going to breathe in again. Keep those shoulders relaxed. Open up that heart one on the armpit. Keep the connection there with the lower dantian. Gather the Qi in the lower dantian. Keep it relaxed. Relax the hips. Okay, and then breathing, long exhalation, send the Qi down through kidney 1, down deep into the center of the earth, as far as you can down into the earth. Okay, really good. Okay, now we'll do one more. Okay, and then we'll just do a little test. Okay, so breathing in. Okay, breathing out. Okay, now that feeling, that solid feeling of connecting down is strengthening the yin. And what should happen now is if you just relax now the upper part of your body, connect with the top of your head, you'll find that your head will just float up naturally. There's lots of space there and everything. And there's a calmness now to this, any tension that you would have up there. And that's the yin-yang balance. By tonifying the yin, calming the whole system down and allowing the yang to just freely connect upwards without kind of being like this. Okay, and so that's the power of the yin. Okay, awesome. So let's do some tapping on the kidney channel. We're going to just connect up from kidney 1, from kidney 3 up the kidney channel into the lower dantian. Then we're going to go round onto bladder, the bladder area of the back, which is around the sacrum here. We're going to go down back to the legs. Okay, and then up kidney again to here, and then round up. So there's a tip for the rest of the week. Like if you start to get yourself feeling like this, it's tempting to just want to just release here, but the other half of it is opening up kidney 1, connecting with the earth and letting that yin energy calm the whole system down. And something you can do very quickly if you start getting really like agitated, tonify the yin, in not just dispersing the yang. Okay, so here we go. That's activated the kidney channel, that's connected with here. So let's also do this one. And we're going to breathe in, we're going to breathe into the lower dantian. Keep those hips relaxed. Floating the head up. Okay, and you're imagining that Qi going from the hands right the way through the lower burner, keeping the hips as relaxed as possible, keeping kidney 1 open. Get that connection all the way up from kidney 1. Relaxing the shoulders, letting the head flow up. Keeping the fists loose. And then if you can reach behind, this is bladder 23, this is the kidney U point, and that's another really good way of activating the lower burner. Okay, excellent. Okay, so let's just tune in again. We're just going to shake out a bit, and you should feel like a nice warm feeling here now. It's like an activated feeling. The legs are feeling a bit tingly down the kidney channel. Kidney 1 is nice and open, really grounding with the earth. And we've got a nice bit of release in the upper body. Okay, excellent. So now it's time to move on up to the middle burner, which we've done a lot of work on in the past. But I'd like to share with you point of the week. Okay, and this is another awesome point. If CV4 and CV6 are the awesome conception vessel points in the lower burner, this one is the one for the middle burner. And I'd like to do a little bit of an energy experiment with you and see what happens. First of all, I'll show you where the point is. If you don't know already, I'm sure some of you who are Shiatsu practitioners are probably already guessing. I know what it is. Okay, anyone in the chat want to guess what it is? The most important CV point in the middle burner? Anyone want to put it on the chat before I put the slides up? Is anyone going to be like really quick? No? Okay, the slides are going up. Yay, Marcella get the prize for the first person to put it up. Here we go. It is in fact CV12. Well done. Okay, and this is called Zhongwang. I've been looking in all the books because I've been trying to figure out the best translation for it, and it's variously translated as central venter, so it's like a vent. It's usually called something like middle stomach cavity. Well, it's kind of a little bit more boring. Okay, this is like a super, super important point because it harmonizes the middle burner. It basically is used to treat any type of digestive problem and any pain in the abdomen caused by any of the emotions. Anger, frustration, worry, and anxiety are the most favorite ones, but any emotion can cause problems. Super easy to find. It's halfway between the navel and the sternocostal angle. That's a posh name for saying this bit of bone that you can feel at the bottom of the sternum. Okay, and what I'd like to do is I'd like to do an energy exercise with you, and I'll explain why in a minute, because this point, yes, it can hurt. Yeah, it can. It's not a U point, but it is a bow point, Jane. It's a bow point for the stomach channel, which is a kind of one of the associated effect points on the front. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to show you how to find it, and we're doing an energy exercise. Okay, so here we go. Right, okay, I'm sure you can find it. It's really super easy to find. You find your sternum, you go down until you feel this like little sternum angle here, and like Basti says, it's like the xiphoid process also is there. It's just the last bit of bone you can feel before you get into the sort of abdomen. Find where your navel is and go halfway, and that's exactly where it is. Okay, so what we're going to do is once you've found it, we're going to energize our hands, and we're going to do an energy exercise. I'm going to get you to send Qi into that point, and I'd like to find out what happens to you. Because basically several things can happen, and we'd like to find out what happens to you, and then we're going to interpret that in terms of the middle burner functions. Okay, so you ready? So finding my navel, there we are, the xiphoid process. Okay, so I know where it is. Okay, I'm rubbing my hands together. We're just going to use, I want you to get quite specific with this point. So I'm going to use my middle finger here, just one finger. I'm going to place it on that point. Okay, let's just make sure I've got it exactly right. Yeah, okay. And the way you can measure it is by making sure that this distance here is equal both sides. Actually, I'm a little bit low there, aren't I? There we are. Okay, so now I've got my middle finger right on it. Okay, so now we're going to stand. We're going to relax. Okay. And what I'd like you to do is just gather your Qi, send it down this arm, and send it deep into that point. Okay, now first of all, what you'll probably notice is it has a strong effect all the way through the middle burner, right through the diaphragm. It has a strong connection. But now what I'd like you to do is just sense to see whether it has either an upward action, in other words, whether you feel it's pulling your energy up, or whether it's descending your energy downwards, or whether it's neutral in terms of up and down. So you might find it's going like this, feeling like it's pulling your energy up. You might find alternatively that it's making energy go down, so you feel this downward movement from that point, or it may be neutral, in which case you just feel it connecting with the local area. Okay, so let's just do a few breaths and see what happens. We're going to do 3 breaths, send the Qi down here into that area, and just notice what happens. Are you ready? Okay. So we're going to breathe in. Okay, keep that arm relaxed, breathe out, send the Qi into the area from the fingertip. See what happens, okay? Breathe in, breathe out, send the Qi through the point. Breathe in, one more time. Okay, excellent stuff. Now I'm going to shake out and just reflect on that. Do you think it generally had a downward action for you, an upward action, or was it neutral? And we'll find out. I'm going to run a poll, which I've got ready already. Here we go. When you work CV12, which way did you feel the action of the point? Did you feel it downwards, upwards, downwards, neutral, or you're not sure? Okay, so here we go. Okay, this is like super interesting. Right, okay, it's not a problem if you were neutral or not sure, that's fine. It's just because because basically you haven't, what that means is you're a lucky person because you don't have a strong imbalance between your spleen and stomach. And I'll just explain what's happening. Now, the interesting thing is that the vast majority had a downward action there. And the reason, the downward action is the action of the stomach. Okay, the stomach and spleen need to be in harmony for the digestive area to work correctly. Okay, most of us had problems or issues in the upper part of the body, which indicate that we need to strengthen the downward action, and that the stomach, out of the stomach and spleen pairing, is the one that keeps energy down. It stops you from burping, being sick, and regurgitating things. It keeps the food going downwards. The spleen, however, holds energy up in the body. So if you felt this upward action, it means that point is acting more on the spleen channel and less on the stomach. Okay, so that's a really good self-awareness exercise, and it'll give you an idea of whether the stomach and the spleen need more work. And that's exactly what we're going to do right now. So basically, if you felt a downward action, when we do the stomach and spleen exercise in a moment, what you'll need to do is emphasize the downward action down the stomach channel. And then when we do the spleen, if you felt an upward action in CV12, that means your spleen, it's tuning into your spleen, and it's strengthening your spleen function. So you need to focus on that when we do the stomach and spleen. And then you'll get optimum benefit from the next bit of doing. If you found it neutral, you wasn't sure, it doesn't matter, because it means it's kind of in the middle and it won't matter. Okay, so here we go. And then what we'll do is we'll just check in on the middle burner again. Okay. So if you felt this action downwards, what that means is that the stomach has been tonified by that point. And that means you need more of that. And this is how you do it. You go down the stomach channel, we go downwards down the stomach channel, and we really work the stomach channel. And so what should happen now is those of you who felt the energy downwards, you'll feel that this is much more effective for you. You'll feel this area starting to release and open up. Okay. This is stomach 36. Okay. Now we go into the spleen channel. Remember, the spleen holds things up. So if you felt an upward action there, that means you need more energy on the spleen. So you're going to get more benefit from this. You're going to feel this starting to nurture and change the middle burner more as we go up. Okay, so it's up to you, depending on what you need, which one to emphasize. I'm with the majority here. I'm going to mainly work downwards here, because there's no harm in working the spleen all the way up. It's just not so important for us people who felt downward action needed to work. Okay, and if you're neutral, then you just do it evenly and it'll work, it'll just balance everything out. Okay, so here we go. So if you're downward people, just see if you can find any specific points down the stomach channel that feel a direct connection with this area, and if you found that, means you've got an active point or an active subo that's affecting the middle burner. Go up. See, that doesn't really do. I've got a few things happening here, but generally I'm getting much more action with the stomach channel. So I'm going to get into the third pass. Okay, here we go. Okay, and then brush off. Okay, excellent. Okay, shake out a little bit. Okay, and now let's see if it's worked, even just with a few minutes of that. We're going to go back into CV12 again. Okay, now what should be happening now is you feel a nice tingling feeling down your legs, open the channel up, more ease in the middle burner. And when you press gently into CV12, you'll probably find it's a lot softer already. And that's kind of opened up. If you've had any obstruction there, it's going to be softer. If it was very soft, it might be a bit firmer. It's going to feel more balanced. Okay, so now we'll just do one breath in, and we'll see whether that upward and downward action has changed. Okay, so here we go, breathing in. Breathing out. Okay, and just see whether that upward and downward action has changed even a little bit. For me, it's still going down, but it's just not quite as strong. So if I was having digestive issues and stuff like that, and I was using this technique, I'd probably repeat this for maybe 5-10 minutes until this area here, until this point was neutral, and that means the stomach and spleen channels are balanced out. Also, what would happen is this whole area would release, and you'll just get a more comfortable feeling in the whole middle burner. So there we are, point of the week. It's got to be one of the most awesome points, CV12. It's the alarm point for the stomach. It's also the meeting point of several channels, the triple heater, the stomach, the conception vessel, and the triple heater all meet there. So it's a kind of real important kind of central vortex. Okay, so let's just do a bit of stimulation at that point, and then we'll get onto the liver and gallbladder. So now, having balanced the point out, we're going to energize and relax the middle burner by using the breath and by placing our palm this time on the CV12, and we're going to do this motion. And this is similar to what we do here with the lower burner, and this is kind of like just relaxing, energizing the middle burner. Okay? So if you'd like to just do that, just keep doing that for a few moments, and I'll read out some awesome stuff from this amazing book. Okay, so we're going to keep working it. And it says, traditional Chinese medicine, traditional methods of health preservation have long recognized the importance of emotional harmony in the smooth functioning of the stomach. The constant dissipation of qi resulting from worry, anxiety, and overthinking may deplete the stomach and spleen and impair the function of the stomach. Excess of any of the 7 emotions may result in stagnation of qi, which then injures the stomach, leading to epigastric pain. So the most important thing to do is definitely, it says, most injurious of all are the emotions of anger, frustration, or resentment, particularly if experienced when eating. So we've mentioned that before with the middle burner on the Wednesday class. It's very important to eat in a very calm and safe environment. That will help the digestive system and help your whole middle burner. Okay, great. Shaking out again. Okay, I'm just checking in. I'm just tuning into my middle burner. Wow, that does feel a lot different. That was really quite a tender point when we started, and now I can just press in there without any discomfort at all. So there we go. Excellent. Let's just do a little bit of work on the liver and gallbladder, which is another middle burner meridian. We're just going to do this twisting exercise for today. We're going to keep that head floating up. And this time it's opening up the middle burner by twisting. So we're concentrating on this area here. Okay, and then just to finish off, we'll do some tapping from the sides of the body around here, down the outside of the body. This is the gallbladder channel, and up the inside of the body, up the inside of the leg. That's the liver channel. Okay, down the outside, up the inside. Down the outside. The inside. Very good. Okay, we're just going to brush off and shake out. And that completes the lower burner and the middle burner. So let's just check in and see how we're doing. Opening up kidney 1, floating up. Okay, and now just try this. We're placing one hand on CV4, CV6, and one hand on CV12. And that is a super important connection, particularly CV6 to CV12, because that is the major connection between in the production of qi in the body. It's the C of qi in the lower burner and the middle burner venting, or middle burner, central middle burner, CV12. Okay, so just relax. And we're going to breathe in between our hands before we do anything else. Breathing in. Connect the 2 hands together and breathe out. Hey, can you feel that? Okay, now if we concentrate this hand both on CV4 and CV6, and we open up the hips, connect with kidney 1, we're going to get the yin and the yang connection with the middle burner. Let's try it. Okay, breathing in. Okay, breathe out. Feel those two hands connecting. Okay, now can you feel that? It's a very, very calming emotional thing, and that's basically connecting the adrenal system with the digestive system. Really important for regulation of the emotions and also for giving a feeling of safety in the body. So let's just do that one more time. That's a very deep, calming, safe feeling, isn't it? And that's really, really important. If you're getting digestive issues, it's a really good idea not just to work the middle burner, but particularly to connect with the lower burner. That connection there is super important. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed that. That was a really great adventure. I did loads of reading about that point today. Learned some new things myself about CV12. It's, again, one of the most awesome points of all the acupuncture points, as you can see, because it relates to the 3 burners. Okay, good. So that just leaves us with the upper burner to do, which was the winner of the which burner do you want to work on poll. So we better make sure we do a reasonable job with that in the remaining 15 minutes we've got of the session. So here we go. Let's try this and figure out which of the, whether it's the lungs or the heart that you need working on. And you can do that by stretching. Breathing in, breathing out. This is the pericardium stretch, or the heart protector stretch. Now, if you feel an obstruction through into your chest and you feel this is really tight, the chances are it's more of a heart energy related thing that you need to work on. If we breathe in like this, and breathe up, okay, that's not so bad for me, this one, but you might find this tight or painful going up. This is a lung channel stretch, and if this is the one that's difficult for you, it's likely that the upper burner is more associated with the lungs, okay? But we're going to do both anyway, and we'll see what happens. So let's do a whole going sequence for the upper burner. We're going to cover all 6 channels, the 3 channels on the inside of the arm, starting off with the lung. So let's make some sounds now. Open up lung 1. Okay, and we're going to go down to the thumb. And then just for complete this, we're going to go up the large intestine channel. This is the yang channel, up onto the shoulder. Okay. And then we're going to go down the middle. We're going to do all the 3 yin channels, try and connect them up. So we're going to go down the middle, that is the heart protector, or the pericardium channel, and then the middle of the outside of the arm. Okay, and then round, opening up the inside of your arm, a little bit more gentle here with the heart channel, down the inside back of the arm, down to the little finger, and then up the outside back of the arm, spleen channel. Okay, so you can see what we're doing. We're going lung, heart, heart, heart protector, heart. Okay, here we go. Lung. Lung. Large intestine. Okay, now heart protector. Triple heater. Oh, okay, heart. And small intestine. Excellent. Okay, really good. Ah, it's better. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing on this side. We're going to go lung, heart protector, heart. Okay, 3 times in sequence. So, lung, large intestine, okay, pericardium or heart protector. You'll probably find already that with the level of sensitivity and movement that you get down the channel will already give you an idea of whether you're more of a lung or a hearty type upper burner person. Okay, maybe even both, I don't know. So we go round and then heart. And then small intestine. There we go. One more time. Lung. Large intestine. Heart protector. triple heater. So we've got the outside of the arm. And then the heart opening up this way, so you've got the little finger coming round like that. It's heart 3 right there. And then heart 7, and then back up the small intestine channel. Okay, should we just do it one more time? Make sure we've done thorough job. So we've got lung, lung, heart, intestine. Heart protector in the middle, triple heater. And then opening right out, nice and gentle on the heart channel, and then round. Small intestine. Okay, nice. Okay, relaxing. Okay, very good. Shaking out. Okay, let's check again. Breathing in, breathing out. Whoa, what a difference. Okay, nice and open, really nice and open. And the lungs. Yeah, lovely. And the heart, stretching up and opening. Okay, brilliant. Okay, lovely stuff. Which just leaves us a little bit more time to finish off all the yang channels. But before we do that, let's do some stretches for the lung. We're going to come like this. We're going to put our thumbs like this behind our back, linking the thumbs. First finger goes up towards the ceiling. We're breathing in. Okay, we're breathing out. Open up the lungs. Stretch out the upper thoracic. And if you bring your head back slightly, you'll open the lung channel in the throat. You open it up here. Okay, and then breathing in again. Coming up, breathing out, going down. That's it, breathing in, breathing out. Okay, excellent, and really good stretch for the lungs. Let's just do this stretch for the pericardium and the heart. So breathing in, breathing out, stretching out, breathing out. Try and feel the stretch right very deep into the chest. There's facial connections that go right into the heart organ here, right through from the arm. So we can just see if we can open those up. Second breath. And third breath. Okay, and here's a stretch for the heart channel. Take it nice and easy. Breathe in, you breathe out, you bring a little finger up and turn it round this way, and you'll feel the stretch right into the armpit. So breathing in, breathe out, and twisting the arm round. That opens up the heart channel. Again, nice long exhalations. We're relaxing the upper burner. Breathing in, nice, breathing out, nice and slow. That's it. And then breathing in and breathing out. Okay, excellent. Checking out the upper burner. Whoa, that feels so different. Okay, we're putting it all together. Let's do a little bit of a shake here. Okay, and we're just going to do a little bit of releasing those yang channels. I don't know about you, but I feel my head is really clear at the moment. I think it must be all that stuff we did in the middle burner. A lot of that stuff descends the chi downwards very strongly. So I think that's probably why I'm not feeling I need too much up here. But just to finish off, let's rub our hands together. Tap around the forehead, over the top of the head. Okay, the forehead's related to the stomach and the large intestine channel as well. It's related to sinuses. The same with this. You can just tap the sinuses here. Rubbing your hands together. This is really relaxing. Just placing the palms over the eyes. Breathing into the eyes, into the hands. Breathing out, send the energy from your hands into the whole eye, relaxing the eyes. Breathing in. See if you can feel a downward action right the way through the skull, down through the neck, down towards the feet. See if you can feel a connection right the way down into your feet. Did you get that? That's actually the kidney and the liver channel connect directly with the eye, right down into the feet. Wow, it feels very relaxing. Okay, so we're going to tap around here. We're going to pull the ears. Work around the jaw. Remember, we started the whole session off, didn't we, by shaking out the jaw. So we're just going to come back here. Remember, we shook the jaw out and then we shook open the cervical vertebrae. That's all the neck vertebrae. So I'm just pinching down here, the SCM muscle. This is where the stomach channel runs, by the way. Okay, remember the stomach channel descends the qi downwards. That stops us burping and regurgitating. It helps the food go down. It also helps that feeling of grounding, takes energy away from the head. A lot of that downward action is used to treat headaches, things like that, where the energy goes up into the head. And don't forget the spleen channel, which is the other side of it, is more the yin, and that holds things up. So it's used to treat prolapses, diarrhea, anything where there's too much downward stuff going on. It kind of energizes the body upwards. And CV12 is a magic point because it does both, as we found out. And it's homeostatic, which is a posh name for it, means that it will do whatever it needs to do. Whatever is needed will do. And as we found out, slightly more of us had that downward action, and that's because we needed that stomach energy to go strongly more downwards. So doing this kind of thing, these yang channels and this kind of thing, is going to help that move that down away from the head. Okay, so it all kind of joins up. The stomach sends the qi and the spleen holds the qi up. I'm just squeezing down the back of my neck here, all around the cervical vertebrae, around bladder 10, gallbladder 20. Excellent stuff. Oh, it feels better. There we go. And then just to make sure it doesn't stay there, all that qi that we've moved, we're just going to do a little bit more shaking to finish off with. I'm going to just lift my shoulders up and okay, brilliant stuff. Okay, what a lovely hour we've had. So now let's just really enjoy that balance between yin and yang. And it's all coming, isn't it? We're radiating from the middle burner today. Can you feel that? So if we concentrate on CV12 just with our mind, okay, and use that as a central point and feel that connection with the yin down through kidney 1. Yeah, and then floating the head up, feeling the connections with the heavens. And use that CV12 awareness, that central axis point right there, just as a middle point between the lower and the upper burners. Okay, awesome. So let's just finish off with 3 breaths and try and put it all together. I'm opening up kidney 1 and floating my head up, relaxing the middle burner, breathing in and breathing out, floating up, feeling the connection with the earth, opening up kidney 1, sinking down to the earth and floating the head up. And then 1 more, sinking down, floating up. Okay, lovely. And shaking out. And we're done. We've got 1 minute just to finish up. Hope you really enjoyed it. I had really a lot of fun preparing this week. And it's amazing these points are just so incredibly deep. Just to give you an idea, I mean, in Peter Devlin's book, there's actually almost like a whole page, just commentary, just about that one point. And there's a whole section here which we've just explored about the way that the stomach, spleen work together to lift up and descend Qi in the body. So all right here in the stuff, straight out of the classics of Chinese medicine. Okay, fantastic. Well, next week we're going to continue our journey up the CV channel, and there's going to be another awesome point of the week, so don't miss that. And then in January, as I've announced before, we are going to go start a 12-month cycle around the entire meridian cycle. So really looking forward to that. Thank you, Basti. I can see you've been pretty busy.
It's been a busy day. We did actually have one question that I just wanted to clarify, if that's possible.
Yeah.
So it was Anna Grace.
Right here. Anna Grace, yeah.
When she did the CV12 point, if it was going upward for her, if the feeling was going upward, does that mean she needs to work more on the spleen? She just wanted to clarify. It
does, yeah, because the points are homeostatic. So when you press that point, if you feel this upward action, that means that point is tonifying the spleen. So if it's going downwards like me, it will be tonifying the stomach, because that point will tonify both. You know what I mean? So if you then do lots of doing on the spleen channel, check it again and you'll find that it'll be less going up, if you see what I mean. That means that the CV12 point is not acting as strongly because it's not needed as much. Does that make sense?
It makes sense.
Got it? Me. Yeah. Okay, cool. All right. Okay, have a great week. And we'll see you next Wednesday for the Wednesday class. Thanks ever so much, Basti. I can see you've been really busy. See you next week.